Hello friends, how are you doing? Really, how are you doing today? We are at episode 13 of Is It Expired? So I'm actually filming this a few days ahead of time just due to the fact that I have Christmas parties upon Christmas parties this weekend and I didn't want to forget or be too hungover. So let's just get this out of the way now. I am still using this week's product, so I haven't actually tested or tried next week's yet, so we'll kind of do that together. Just a disclaimer to not use expired makeup, as always. I know what the consequences can be, and I'm taking that risk. I don't recommend other people do the same. With that being said, the reason I'm doing this is because I have about 1,000 makeup products individually, so I've put them all into an Excel spreadsheet, getting 5 random items every week just so that I can maybe give a little love to things that are older in my collection, haven't been touched in a couple years, or have just gone into the depths of Narnia that is my shelving. So let's see what we picked last week. I am still wearing it today, so I am quite enjoying it, and then we'll move on to what I'm going to use next week. I literally just chucked one thing well across the room. I had to go find it. It's fine. Let's start with the Makeup Revolution, House of Revolution, I Heart Revolution, Salted Caramel Palette. This is a dupe of the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette that came out years and years ago. This I've had for probably 5 years, somewhere around that area, and I do still really like it. If you were here for my last episode, the reason this shade is no longer here is because it didn't perform, and it kind of reacted. I didn't enjoy it. There was something about it I didn't vibe with, so it's gone. But everything else seems to be doing really well. I've been trying to use a little bit of each and every color throughout the week here, really focusing on those dark browns and the black for more of an eyeliner, and I've been digging it. So I think this one's good. I think that one shade was either expired or I just didn't like it. So the rest of the palette can stay with me. It can go back into its home. Next I have the ShopMissA AOA Studio CC Cream in the shade Light. This is new to my collection this year in 2023, so it's fine. I had just opened the packaging when this came around, so I had never even used it. The color is definitely a little bit dark for me because it's December. Come summertime, it will be pretty much perfect, so yes, I used it for this week by mixing it with a couple other foundations that were a bit lighter, but I think I'll probably put it back in my drawer and bring it out again in the summertime when it's going to be a better match. Next, speaking of things that I just opened for this project, this is the Sephora Collection Concealer in the shade Fondant. Brand spanking new. I think I got it September of 2023. So, love this. Not my first try with this particular concealer. I have used this before, and I love it. I find that it doesn't crease, it gives a lot of brightness, and it does have a really good coverage as well. So for the price point, which I believe was under $10 Canadian, can't go wrong. Love that. And last, because we did actually have an expired item last week, which was an eyeliner that there was no color, no nothing. It was a scratchy mess. So that is gone. It's been removed. Oh wait, I still have it around here. It's here. I haven't marked it off of my Excel spreadsheet yet, so I have like a little pile of empties and declutters that I need to like get off the Excel spreadsheet before I declutter them. This is the Urban Decay Waterline Pencil, the 24-hour pencil in Legend, and it's just done. I'm gonna end up like breaking my skin before you see any pigment. That's how done it is. So I'm happy to call that expired, done, gone out of my collection. I just need to mark it off my spreadsheet so I can get it the heck out of here. But last, I do have the Tom Ford bronzer in the shade Gold Dust. This I have had for 7 years or so. I love it. There is a really good dip coming. I can tell it's so close to having pan, and I know it's coming. It is, like I said a few days before, so I do have a couple more days on this that I have to get ready because, like I said, Christmas parties, things are happening, and I think I can do it. I think I can do it. If not this week, it's coming. It's gonna happen. And I love a good pan because then it just makes it seem so much more feasible to finish the product. And this is expensive. It's pricey, so I want to definitely finish it in the future. As of right now, absolutely stunning still, blends out beautifully, gives no patchiness, no reaction. Love it, so I am keeping it, even though it's definitely past its suggested date. It is what it is. I will definitely keep things if I have no issues with them, and that's just what I do. So I'm going to show you what I picked for next week. Yes, I am not wearing the products today, but we can kind of test and play and see where things are at. However, most of these items are actually within the last 3 years, so there wouldn't really be a lot of issues, except one. There is one. Should we start with it? Let's end with the old one. Okay, let's start from newest to oldest. e.l.f. Putty, no, Kirsty, that is not right. Power Grip Primer. I have both, it's just too many P's. Again, the alliteration. The Power Grip Primer, this is new to my collection as of, I think, August 2023. I have just started using it. I do really like it. No issues, fairly new, love to use it. I've got like 3 dupes of this too, hold on. So I actually do. I have the Simpsons Revolution Treehouse of Horror Primer Base, which is again like a tacky gel, and the SheGlam Good Grip Hydrating Primer. They're all very similar. So I think it's kind of funny. I actually got the Simpsons one, Makeup Revolution one first, and then the Power Grip, and then I think I got the SheGlam. But it's going to take me about a year to go through all of these, and I love having the options of just a little different, just a little bit. Like this one is a little bit, the SheGlam one is a little cooling. The Treehouse of Horror one is a little more fluid, but it's still like a gel. Like I love that they're options and they're similar because I do love them all. Moving on. Am I missing something? How do I always do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I know what oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. I seriously need like a week off come January because between work chaos and this holiday chaos, my brain has left the building. It's gone. Let's move on. What would be the next newest? Maybe this. This is the Morphe times Desi Danger. I do believe that's an influencer. I don't actually know who that is. I'm sorry. This is the Desi Danger highlight. This was a collaboration. I just really like this because it's just like this beautiful pink with like, I don't even know what the undertone is, but it's a pink highlight and it's a little bit more unique. There is like almost a silver to it, and I do really, really like it. This is probably 2 years old, so not incredibly old. I do believe I got it 2021, and I love it. I do really, really like this, and I just, again, forget about it, always. Between single highlights and the amount of highlight face palettes I have probably about 100 highlighting products, which is ridiculous. I have one face, so things get buried, and I know I need to start working on that, but that's the point of this project, is I want to try and use some things, remember them, and then heck, try to use some things up. I did use up a full-sized highlight this year, so it's possible. Even with the amount of stuff I have, I do generally get some use on things, so we're gonna. These, I think, came into my collection about the same time. So this is the ColourPop Creme Gel Color in Sour Candy. So it is a gel eyeliner. It's really, really pretty. It's kind of fun. I think I'm going to use it more as a base than necessarily an eyeliner because it is almost like a neon coral, which it isn't really the season for, and that's fine. But I do think I'll get a lot of use out of this as a base. And yes, I still want to do some fun looks with it for sure. I think as of like this weekend, I am done with holiday nonsense. So I can start having a little more fun. And I'm excited for that. And then I do believe, I think this came in around the same time. This is about 2.5 years old. Either the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021. I can't remember when Coastal Scents went out of business, but I got a bunch of stuff about 4 months ahead of time, and this was one of them. I have already used the blush palette I got. That was at the exact same time that I got this one. This is the blush 2, so this one is a lot more fun. It's got a lot more funky colors. I adore the purple and the orange. Those are absolutely my favorites. I love a fun blush. So I am incredibly excited to use this. I have actually used it quite a bit, and it's just, I just love it. So the orange is very orange, let's be real. The purple, they are so pigmented. Like, they're so pigmented for blushes. I love it, I adore it, and I'm thrilled to be able to use those this week. I'm kind of looking at myself like, why didn't I use that today? Because I actually used the Jaclyn Hill Love Language blush today, which is an orange. Why didn't I just use this one? It's fine. Things are getting used. That's all that matters, right? Now I can't get it off my fingers. I have to go out again tonight, and this is going to be all over my arm. It's fine. But yeah, so this one does actually have some mattes and some shimmers, so I love that. There is a lot of options here. I am so bummed that they went out of business because these were amazing, and I love that I have both the neutral one and the more colorful one, and I think they were probably like, what, $15 each? Something like that. Great price points. I really like the products. I am so bummed that Coastal Scents is no longer with us. Alright, the last thing I've got here, this is the Avon Luxury Lip Liner in the shade Shimmer Mauve. This has to be about 10 years old because I think the only time I bought Avon was I was just supporting a friend who was selling it, and I figured I'd try a couple things. There was nothing I loved, and that's why some of these things are still in my collection, because they were just not used, they were not loved. It's not that it's a bad product, I just forget about it. The shade is Shimmer Mauve, and it's like, it's almost like a brown. It is a very deep mauve, and so I feel like the shade name is off-putting. The color that it shows you on the bottom of the pencil is not the same, and it never was. This is not due to it changing from expiry. It was always like this. It's still very smooth, very pigmented. I did use this today. I have nothing against it. It's just my brain automatically thinks of the name, it thinks of the color, and that's just, it's not what you're getting. This is much more mauvey. It's got more pink undertones. The color, the actual color doesn't really, there's no rosiness to it. I think it looks a little bit rosier in the camera, but it is almost like a true brown in real life. Which, again, not against, but I have other browns that are called things that I affiliate with a brown, and so I gravitate towards them. However, like I said, this is incredibly old in my collection. I think 10 years. So I have to stick it into my brain, because it's one of those things that I should aim to use in 2024. Use it on up. Get it on out. Alright. It's just the power of... I had to Google this because I couldn't think of the phrase. The power of I can't even say it. Osmosis learning. When you sleep with a book under your pillow to absorb the knowledge, except it'll just be sleeping with my eyeliner, lip liner under my pillow to remember that I own it. Yep. The power of osmosis. I'm sorry. I think I'm losing my mind. It's fine. But that's it. Due to the fact that none of these are that old except for that lip liner, and I did use it today, so I know it's fine. I'm not itchy. I don't have incredibly full, luxurious lips that come with, you know, when they're plumping because you're irritated. So I guess, I mean, that could be a perk, right? Please don't do that. If something is tingling and hurting your lips and it's not supposed to have a plumper in it, get it off. Get it off now. But that's this week. We'll see what happens. Should be good. Like I said, I'm losing my mind. Just losing it all. Alright. I am going to go and do something with my life. We'll see. Have a wonderful day, weekend, journey in your life, and I will see you next time.